She listens to typewriter like office work stuff. So it's like
Oh man,
like the stapler
Yeah.
and all that stuff. She just
the
has,
old typewriter. The
yeah,
ding,
yep,
ding.
Yep.
yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time.
How's that? Did I mess it up?
No, you're fine.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Well,
I mean,
guys,
you don't really need to. I mean, have it plugged in unless you think you're going to be doing something with it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's toasty in here today.
Finally, it was a little chilly earlier when I first got here.
Whoa, wow. There's no happy medium at the Moxie St. Pete.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
yeah,
No, there's a happy medium.
yeah.
They take all our requests immediately and fulfill them. It's
Yeah.
so nice. They're awesome here. We love them. Big shout out to Moxie.
big up. So, welcome, Meeshy. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
Yeah, it might have to be right in there.
She's tall, you know?
Yeah.
You might have to slouch. You might have to have some bad posture.
How do I do it?
Let's see. Hang on, I'll come over there and help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Her mic's open. She can talk.
Yeah, she can
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
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 He'll just turn it up, right?
I am a tall girl. So.
Yeah.
She
Well,
is. She is. Are you sure?
Yeah. She needs it up a little bit closer to her mouth, though. These microphones are a little wonky, you know. And that. Oh, there we go. There's everybody's midsections again, and there is Danielle adjusting the microphone for our guest. We're a full service crew here. I don't know
Yes,
if
I
anyone's told you that
appreciate the
before.
Hospitality.
Yes. You know, we make sure that everybody gets taken care of.
Yes. So,
Eat that
Oh,
mic.
wow. I'm sorry.
Welcome.
I adjusted the wrong thing.
Whoa, coming at you.
There we go.
Hot.
You
Hot
know
boy
what?
summer.
Did Cole get a haircut?
That's
didn't,
what.
I
Yes, he
honestly
did.
I just
Yep.
told him Hot
I
Boy Summer in the text.
did not recognize you. It's funny. I was looking at you. Sam has a little video feed going on out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's that? And she's like, that's Cole. I'm
It's
like,
a lot different vibe.
who? What? Yeah. You got that like curl going, little Elvis Presley style.
Yeah.
Little grease vibe.
A little grease vibe. There you go. That's what it is. That's what it is. Well, by the way, your nails are beautiful, girl.
Thank you.
I love those.
We got an applause. We got an applause for
Yeah.
for
I-
Meeshy's.
well-
Meeshy.
Welcome everybody.
Yes,
Welcome
Sarah.
Meeshy, our guest today.
Yay.
Yeah.
Like I
Who's
said,
got-
I'm on about a 20-second delay over here, but doing the best I can, people. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we got a lot to cover. You've done so
Yes.
much over the year. You know, it was 100 gigs this last year, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of ground to cover. I'll give it off to
Yeah.
Danielle. She's going to take you through the motions.
Well,
Good
hi.
to see you
Good
again.
to see you again. You have been popping up on my feed constantly.
Oh.
You are on the move, and I love it.
Yes.
So, can you give a little introduction of who you are, where you started? I remember it's when we first started the radio over at 99 Jams.
Yeah.
And you came in, and it was fresh. It was fresh. I want to say it was like maybe our 5th episode.
And I was fresh too.
You were fresh.
Yeah, that was like 2.5 years ago. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, it literally was.
Wow.
It was 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
So
That was Hot
over
Girl
t-
Summer.
that was
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, you were on
prime
the forefront.
time.
You were on the forefront. I remembered when you had come in, I was like, wow, I love this. And I remember asking you about where did Meeshy come from?
Mm-hmm.
And you gave the story behind it. And I want our listeners to hear it, of course, because, you know, those that didn't listen before, now they're listening now, hopefully. But I know that you just recently did an interview and you explained the same thing.
I
And
love it. I'll talk about it
yeah.
all day.
So let's start there. The Meeshy. I know that Michelle is the biologically given name.
Yes. Yeah.
But tell more. You tell it way better than I do.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michelle is my name, and I actually go by Meeshy. Even my brothers call me Meeshy. So it feels good that like I've really come into what this version of myself means. But growing up, I had the nickname Meesh. And then when I started DJing, I knew that I just wanted something with a little more oomph in it. And I was like, I feel like Meesh is too short. But I think I told you I kind of like rocked some other DJ names for like
Yeah.
my other, like one of my other shows, my first show. And I was on so like a couple years ago, it was my birthday and we were going to the Ritz.
The Ritz.
Yeah.
Not the Ritz Carlton. It's
No.
the Ritz in Ybor.
A little different.
Yeah, a lot different. They don't. No, what'd you say?
It's a little mani-pedi.
Oh yeah, a little mani-pedi at the Ritz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely will give you a facial sometimes with how much bass is coming out of those subs.
Yes,
But-
definitely. You probably need a mani and pedi after going to the Ritz.
You probably do, especially after standing for how long you do. There's no seating there.
No, but
Zero
it is
seating.
fun.
Yeah, it is a
It's
blast.
really fun.
I love it there.
Yeah. So one of the openers, her name was Rossy, Rossy. And first of all, I love seeing women in the field. I love seeing women DJs, and
Yep.
she was throwing down with the bass. And it was my birthday, and I was just like really having this ethereal moment on the dance floor, and her name is just flashing on the screen, Rossy. And the Y was just like staring at me, like calling me. And then I was like, Meeshy.
You're like, why not?
Why not? Yeah. Here we are. Like, and I was like, Meeshy. And then I just looked at my best friend and I was like, Meeshy. And she just knew exactly what I was talking about. And she was like, you're Meeshy. And it was just like this whole moment of this name like coming to me. And ever since then, it was
Full embodiment.
me. Yeah, full embodiment. And then like my favorite part about Meeshy is that when you pronounce it, it's me, she.
Right.
I am she.
Yep.
And I'm really passionate about representing the feminine in the music industry. So I didn't really put all that together until a couple months later after I was going with Meeshy. And because people would be like, how do you pronounce Meeshy when you look at it Meshy? And I was like, me, she. And then when I said it, I'm like, I am she,
I
me,
am
she.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because I'm sure people are like Meeshy or.
yeah, I get Mishi a
Okay.
lot, or me shy, but most of the time it is me she. So
But it's cute because even if they did say me shy, you are not shy, but you are in your feminine, which it tends to be a little bit on the delicate, more shy, if you must.
yeah, it's a little more, it's just not in your face. It's
Right.
a little more like behind the scenes, a little more like in between the moments. The
Right.
feminine fills in those moments. And that's what I love to do in music, is like really pay attention to the in between moments and the feeling and the experience. So I feel so great that I found a name that is me and really resonates
Yeah.
with other people too.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love you always telling this story because you, like I said, you tell it way better than I do.
You were there.
I was there. I
Yeah,
was
you
there.
got it.
Yeah.
The girls that get it, get it.
Yes, I do. And that was, there's a couple other people that really embody the feminine, one of which is Gabby, Gabby Rose, and then Kalila. There's just so many women that are local here that do embody the feminine. And so I love that that's the case. And it's okay to be sexy. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that people are so afraid, like, oh, women DJs, female DJs, they just get to be popular because they're sexy and sex sells. Okay.
Well, it does.
Okay.
And why wouldn't I use that to my advantage?
That's what I'm saying.
If you got it, got it. But
Right?
also, like, to really be successful, you have to have the backing for
You
it.
do, the skills. Yep.
Yeah.
So who's your greatest influence that would, I guess maybe somebody that you looked at and you said, I want to kind of embody something similar? Or was this kind of your persona that you brought into being? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a mix of just who I've always felt like I was, and the divine feminine, representing the divine feminine, and really leaning into that part of myself. But when I started getting into music, LP Giobi, I love her. She like plays the keys, and I love her music. And I saw her at Sunset Festival maybe like 3 summers ago, and she was at one of the smaller stages before she really blew up. And I walk in to the area and she's like playing on the keys with house music, and she has a montage of all these really influential historical women playing on the back behind her on the screen. And those were her visuals of like just a beautiful representation of these women throughout history that have changed history for women. And I was like, wow, I love her. I love what she stands for. I resonate with it. So I started following her, and she's blown up. And I actually met her over the summer, and I'm in her production course called She is the Producer.
I like that.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
has like Alicia Keys come on and does a lesson about vocals. Like, she has really represented the feminine well, and she has an organization called Femme House.
Oh, I've heard of Femme House.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so they do like bookings throughout festivals, and for Miami Music Week coming up, they're doing a free workshop in Miami.
Really?
They do it every year, so
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna go to that. And so I met her at Water, and I was like, I'm in your production course. She's the producer. And she was like, that's so amazing. Like, congrats on starting your journey. And I was thinking, is this the beginning? I feel like I've been on this journey for a while, but
Right.
I guess like it really is the next level.
I was going to say
producing.
there's always that restart that happens, that you get to the next level and you are starting back over, right? You end up being not a rookie necessarily, but so many people are fearful of the next step because they're like, I have to start back over, right? I have to start at the bottom. And that's why I see a lot of people don't end up going into the production side because they're like, I want to master my craft. I want to master my craft. And they just end up going in and sticking to the DJ side of it. And production is such another level. And I think for those that end up exploring it, they end up realizing that it's been a whole world that they haven't even experienced, and they're like, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah, I think that not everyone that's a good DJ will also be a good producer. And not
Correct.
everyone that's a good producer will be a good DJ. And not
Correct.
everyone that DJs will be a producer. And not
Right.
everyone that produces will be a DJ. So it's not for everyone.
No.
But if you feel called to it, I think you definitely owe it to yourself to explore that.
I agree. You couldn't have said it better. I like that a lot. R.I.P. to Sunset Music Festival, though, right? I'm so sad that they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. There's obviously Miami Music Week, and there's a lot of other festivals that are coming out. Are you going to be playing at any? Have you put your name in the hat for any?
So there's like open like auditions where you submit your mixes and stuff.
Right.
And there's one for We Belong Here. And Femme House is actually getting a spot in a stage for We Belong Here Music Festival. And so they're taking mixes for to play for it. So that's due very soon.
Yeah.
So I need to submit my mix
Yeah.
for that.
I was going to say, I think that's not even too far around the corner, right?
Did I see you post something about Loveburn?
Yes, I'm
yeah.
playing Love Burn. So I'm really excited about that. Last year I played, and it was my first Burning Man Love Burn experience. And I
You
kind
felt
of
the burn?
I burnt myself out, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because I just have been networking for a while now, and so a lot of camps asked me to play. And so I ended up having a pretty intense schedule of I need to be here at this time for this camp for this set.
Right.
And I did like 4 sets in one day, like riding my bike from one place to another, changing. Like, I had a friend that just followed me around for days, helping me like film my sets and like be my hype girl. And it was a lot of fun. I played, I think, like 8 different camps in different times for Love Burn. But I was exhausted, and I feel like
Yeah.
I didn't get the whole experience of just wandering around and kind of like finding your own just story in Love Burn.
Right.
So this year I have just 2 planned. And, you know, if other places ask me, that's great. If it feels right, I'll do it. But I'm excited to just kind of flow a little bit more. But also I'll be playing at Sky Bar again, which is like the downtown scaffolding. And I'm going to have a violinist with me, and I'm going to be filming it for YouTube.
Yay.
So I'm excited. And that was like so big for me last year. I played Friday night on the scaffolding, and fireworks were going off behind me, and then
That's so cool.
this art car came for the whole set and did the fire, like the octopus art car did the fire for the music that I was playing. And it was just like such a magical, amazing experience. And Skybar emailed me after and said that was the best set they've ever had there.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I feel that felt amazing. That was like a huge moment for me. So I'm going to be playing again this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that's important for people to realize is that there's not just the audience that you have to be paying attention to, but even other art installations around you, that if you can feed off of those and feed into them equally, because you're a conduit, right? They're like, you're feeding out and it's in return feeding back to you. I've talked to Kalila about this before. And I think it's very, very neat that they said that, because I can guarantee you were looking around, you were embodying all the energy that was coming in with everything else that was being played around you or being put together and brought to you. So and that takes talent.
It is. It's like, it's really not about me. It's about the whole experience happening around, and like really being aware of like, where can this journey take us? And like you said, the art. And then at one point there was like a pop-up sumo wrestling match across from me. And then I was kind of like, happened to be playing a little bit faster BPM, and these people were like going, like fighting each other to the music.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, it was, but a lot of it is also like people and experiences magnetized to you. Like the fireworks weren't planned, the art car wasn't planned,
Right.
and it's like the energy that you bring can be matched, and together it can be, you know, exploded to something bigger.
Right. I love it.
That's why I love festivals. Is it's just like you're so in the experience.
It is.
And it's so magical.
I love, we talked about Dirty Bird and the experiences. Yeah. One day.
I love Dirty Bird. There's just nothing like it.
No, there's not.
There hasn't been, I haven't experienced, I'm sorry, I just haven't experienced anything that was quite like it.
Me neither.
And when it's done right, it's just magic. You know?
I'm sure that there are so many other ones that you're going to be playing at that you're going to pull some form of experience and some story from, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. I know that people can find you. One of the things that you do is you promote yourself, which I think is huge, that a lot of people don't do as artists, is that they'll just kind of say, oh, well, you know, I'll make my big break. I'll get discovered. But you're out there doing the damn thing.
I'm so bad at that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are. You're not the only one. It's the worst thing to be not promoting yourself, not recording yourself like you're doing right now and putting yourself out there.
I mean, let's talk about that. Your content creation is on like another level.
It is.
You know, you're like definitely doing the work, you know. So tell us about Real Talk.
Yeah, so Real Talk was an idea that I had because I feel like it's really important to tell a story and be authentic. And yeah, like I can promote my shows and my mixes, but I also have something to share, and I want to resonate with other people and find people like me or inspire people. And so I thought of Real Talk, and it's a play on Reels, REL.
Right.
And there's just like short, I was doing 60-second, but now I'm narrowing it down to 30-second clips about different life topics, DJ topics. I have a note in my phone of like 100 different topics to talk about for Real Talks.
What number are you on right now?
I've done 4.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a little bit behind. So one of the things with content creation is editing.
Yeah.
And I had a good video editor that was in Australia, and he was doing my Real Talks and my YouTube. And then I was paying him for some like reels to promote the YouTube sets.
Yeah.
Like that I did, like at Coastal Creative, I did the Divine Freak Halloween party, and then he made this like awesome reel recap of that.
Nice.
But he got a full-time job and was like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, oh, I lost you. So now I'm doing my editing again. And, you know, it saves money and it gives you full creative control. It's just now I have a big stockpile of editing to work on.
I get that. We got some help for you though too. You know, this guy that we lean on pretty heavy around here. His name's Janzer Aesthetics.
Okay.
Zach.
Look him
Awesome.
up. He's he went to school for videography and content and all of that. He's top notch. So
Yeah.
it's something that you can keep local and probably won't cost you an arm and a leg too. So I know
Yeah.
sometimes it can be like that when it's a local work, and it's easier to what is it called when you export work from someone
Outsource?
else? Outsource. Well, it's easy to outsource it from another country, but
Yeah.
he's pretty good. He won't cost you an arm and a leg, and you'll get some great work at it because
That's
your
good,
content level is sky high, and we want to keep seeing that stuff come out.
Thank you.
Yeah, anything we could do to help, just let us know.
Yeah, he's
Appreciate
awesome.
that. Yeah.
He was part of the radio. It started
Yep.
with us at
Yep.
99
Wow.
Jams. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think you met him because
I don't think I have.
because he was in his final semester in school during that time.
Yep.
So he was out. It was funny because he had this old school film camera and he was just running around taking pictures of random things. I never saw the
I got some.
I want to see the produced photos from that.
Yeah, I think he's got a board of them. So
Really?
yeah, we'll have to get him. He was supposed to come today, but I think he'll come in a few weeks when we get the whole crew here.
Yeah, he's always hanging out with GC.
Yeah.
If you're with GC
okay.
Explicit or
MNX.
yeah. Well, yeah, MNX. But I was
GC.
trying to think of
Michael.
Yeah.
I keep
Michael,
calling him
geez.
Michael. It's spelled like Michael, but it's Michael.
Mikol. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Michael
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
Michael.
say, don't try to mix that up on me. I've known these guys for a
I'm gonna
while.
confuse you real quick.
Oddly
No,
enough,
Danielle, it's Mikol.
is I found actually I was going through some of my stuff from a couple of the events, the box that I was taking cash, and I found I think it was like $1 million bill.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
with their faces on it. I was
Yeah.
like, MNX, you guys got the good marketing.
They
But
do.
That's
I'm-
creative.
It's very creative.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing with marketing yourself is like finding something that stands out and it looks like $1 million bill, which
Yeah.
obviously there's no such thing, but you can find it on the ground. You're like, oh my God, that's a bill.
Yeah.
And then you pick it up and you're like, oh, it's just some faces.
like,
on
got
it.
'em.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah.
But
So when I
that's what
saw
it's
Real
about.
Talk, that was
Thank
catchy.
you.
You know?
Yeah, it's about like having the hook. You have 3 seconds to get someone's attention, and I pray to the algorithm gods too, because like who knows how all that works in different platforms.
Yeah.
And I was actually just looking into the social media strategies for 2025, and yesterday I watched like an in-depth video about how live streaming is supposed to really take off
Yeah.
for
Okay.
2025.
Yep.
And so that's something definitely to lean into as
Yeah.
we're doing here.
Yes.
Well,
So
thank
you're
goodness.
you're ahead of it right now.
Thank goodness for that not banning TikTok.
Yeah.
not
yeah.
yet,
I
at
think that
least.
I think that was the biggest thing. But there's on Instagram, for those of you that don't know, wow, there's a bug flying around here. I think his name is Masori or Masari, Mosseri. If you go Instagram advice, he's the content creator person
For
of
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can follow him, and he'll give you all the I follow him, and it drops me all of the stuff, all the updates. But he'll put in like, hey, this is what's going on. Posting frequency is the most recent thing.
Oh wow, that's
So-
awesome.
Yeah, so and he'll just drops it into your DMs, and you're part of a
great.
group of 190.6 thousand
yeah.
members. But yeah, it's a good way. That's how I found out the algorithms. And the first video that I ever posted on Instagram for our business, I was like, all right, what can I do? I think I ended up hitting like 17,000 within like a couple days. I
Wow,
was
that's
like,
awesome.
all right,
Yeah.
thanks guys. It was a pretty cool thing. But
Yeah, you definitely got to lean in on the community.
yeah, exactly. Like, hey,
with
you're
your
on
content.
Instagram right now, right? You're
That's
live.
right, that's
Hey,
right.
We're here with Meeshy.
We're live on Houseology Live Instagram.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Um,
So what's next on the radar for you? What's happening?
Well, so Love Burn is in like 2.5 weeks.
Right.
So that's exciting.
Do you have your set ready?
Yeah.
And
for
how
the
do you
most
prepare
part.
for it?
So like I've been kind of playing teases of it out and testing like what I feel like would be a good vibe, and playing with my violinist that's going to be playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of leaning toward funky house.
Okay.
Because for like the downtown Friday night, I
Mm-hmm.
want something upbeat, and also having the violin on funky house. I've never seen that before. And we did that at Saigon like 2 weeks ago, and it was the best feedback I've ever gotten. So many people went out of their way to message me and tell me that was their favorite set they've ever heard me play.
That's awesome.
And they were like, it was so cool, like funky house with violin. And I actually just got booked for a Gasparilla yacht party this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
And the booking person brought in like a headliner from Miami, and it was just us two girls, and they were like, yeah, we were trying to explain like her music to you, but we didn't even know how to explain it. Like we didn't know what you were playing at Saigon, but we loved it. And I was like, yeah, like bringing something different, bringing a different sound, like funky house, disco house with the violin. So I'm feeling like still bringing that to Love Burn.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. Actually, speaking of Gasparilla, so
You know, I'm sorry, real quick,
Go.
but you know, Funky House though, I noticed that I jumped in and out of that on Beatport. It's actually got a lot of great music in it. And so does
Yes.
New Disco.
New Disco,
like,
yeah.
People like, I was surprised, like New Disco isn't quite as disco-y as you would expect it to be.
Think,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's got some really great remixes of some classic tracks. Like there's an excellent and amazing remix of Like a Prayer on there. It's so good. It's so
yeah.
phenomenal. But yeah, that's good to hear that you were playing that, because I've been drifting in and out of that when I've been playing at home.
You have been kind of a trailblazer from the moment that I remember you played over at 99 Jams. That was the biggest thing, is that you definitely have always had something different, and it's the same thing. Like I couldn't figure out what it was, but I loved your set. And you know what? I'm gonna hurt Quinn at some point in time, because he took my flash drive that day. I lent
He got
it
that fire.
I lent him. I lent him my flash drive when I recorded that video the day that, or the
yeah.
radio show that day, and I have yet to get it back. So Quinn, you're on my
We're
radar.
calling you.
Yeah,
We
Dude.
need that.
Yeah.
Meeshy, I want to say, you dropped one of my it's got to be in my top 10 for sure. But you dropped Purple Disco Machine's "Drop the Pressure"
Yes.
remix on me.
I
Caught me
love that
completely
one.
off guard, and I was like, okay, you
I got some respect.
you hit the top notch on that one. That was a fire.
But
set
it was
too.
Purple Disco Machine.
It
I
was,
love a
it
lot of
was.
Purple Disco
Purple
Machine. And I
Disco
hate
I
Machine
love
fire.
Purple Disco.
personally, I hate disco, but I love a lot of Purple Disco Machine stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dropped that, and I was like, yeah, it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You're
great
like, I
job.
knew
Thank
I liked her
you.
for a reason.
Yeah. And like one of the things that like, it's a feeling that I like to share, and it's like a feeling in me. And I think that's why it's like hard to pinpoint it, is because our feelings always change.
Right.
And so like what I'm sharing and what I'm feeling, and then what other people are feeling, is not the same every time. And I like that, because, you know, I'm under the house umbrella, but I'll throw some tribal bass, like for some certain events I like with ecstatic dance.
Yeah. Divine Freaks kind of style.
Divine Freaks, they don't do bass really. They don't do.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, like for New Year's Eve, I did at Rooster Crown this all-female lineup. They brought a headliner in, and I threw in some tribal bass, and then with Afro House and like tribal house, and it's like so fun to be able to share just all different feelings. So with a feeling, it's like whatever music resonates with me at that time. And so what I was going to say is that sometimes I get in my own head, and this is just continuing to show myself where I can grow in the industry, is I fight myself between what I think I should play and what I feel like I should play. And I've always learned that when I follow the feeling, you can't go wrong with that. Whereas if I'm back there, like, what should I play next? What do I think I should play? When I'm in my head, that's when I start doubting myself. That's when maybe I lose a little bit of energy on the dance floor. So I'm really leaning into like following that feeling.
Yeah, follow your heart. That's a good thing to do. So how can people find you?
Yeah, so Instagram at Meeshy Music, MEESHY. YouTube, which is another big platform that I think is so great to show yourself as a DJ. Meeshy Music. TikTok, Meeshy Music. Those are my main ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like. Now, you said that in 2 weeks you're going to be doing the Love Burn Festival. Anything else that's on the radar?
Yes. So I think that's the main thing. That's the main thing I want to promote right now. Yeah.
Let's promote that.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going.
And then that'll be on YouTube too.
Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah. If you don't make it to Love Burn, you can always experience it.
Well, we like to experience.
I've always wanted to go to Love Burn.
Yeah.
Always.
You know what? Road trip.
Road trip. It's south,
Yeah.
right? It's south of here, right?
It's Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Nice.
Excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
very.
very excited.
Well,
Right.
thank you for sharing everything with us. Anything else you want to share before we jump over to our commercial? Right, we got another commercial coming in.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
like
you.
2.5 years later.
I know,
Look
I
at
love
us.
it.